Howdy, hey, and welcome to your core workout today. That's right, all things core. That's why I look the way that I look, because it's still cold, but I wanted you to see what's happening here. Now, all you need is a comfortable place on the ground. Carpet works just fine. Everything we're gonna do is gonna be on the ground today, so you don't need to stand. So I want you to get in a comfortable seated position. I'm gonna stay on my knees so you can actually see what's going on. We're gonna start with a few deep breaths, warming up our core and remembering how to engage from our vagina, our butthole, all the way up, yes? So we're gonna inhale, feel that 360-degree expansion from our rib cage to the front, to the side, all the way to the back. Shoulders are down and relaxed, and then exhale. And as we exhale, you should start to feel all of this come back in and together. One more time, inhale. Feel the expansion blowing up like a balloon, and exhale. Feel that balloon deflate and everything come back together. Now let's inhale again, and on this inhale, as everything expands, I want you to also feel that pelvic floor drop into a basement. So it's that controlled bearing down, going lower, 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 lower. And then as we exhale, feel that pelvic floor ride back up in that elevator. You can imagine drinking a straw between your vagina and your butthole. As that comes up, then we're feeling this come in and together from our hip bones. Remember, as you exhale, you want to feel that tensing and tightening between your hip bones. You can check on this throughout the workout. Okay, one more time, inhale. Everything drops down, and exhale, riding up and in, and then together, 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 together. And up here is the last thing to actually get tight and engage. All right, let's jump into the workout. So we're gonna start laying on our back. Now again, stacking that Tupperware lid over our Tupperware, that is super important. That's what's gonna allow you to engage. From here, we wanna try to lift up both legs if possible. If you notice a pooching, a coning, a TPing going on, bring up only one leg at a time. We wanna make sure that we're engaging properly. From here, we're gonna drop the heel down and lift it back up. Now, if you're with me on both feet, we're gonna have both feet up. You're gonna inhale, drop down, exhale, bring that back up. Trying to keep those knees in line with our hip. Inhale, come down. Notice if your back wants to arch, I'm gonna invite you to bring that rib cage down. Exhale, come back up. Remember, it's not about how many you do, it's about how we're doing them. Inhale down, exhale back up. Now, as you inhale, everything is bearing down and relaxing. As you exhale, almost like a rope, you are starting with your vagina all the way up, bringing that leg up. Yes? Now we're gonna roll to one side. We're gonna line up our elbow with our shoulder. We're gonna lift from our obliques, pressing our elbow into the ground, palm faces the ceiling, lifting up if you have that availability in your body. If you don't, you can stay down. Now, if we're moving on from here, top arm comes up. We're gonna rotate underneath, trying to tap the backside of our hand to our elbow, and then come back up. So I'm floating the entire time. I'm pressing the ground away from me, really engaging those obliques. You can inhale as you come in, and exhale as you come up. Also, you can mess around with your breathing. If you want to exhale as you twist in and inhale as you come up, you can do that as well. It's not so important the way that you're breathing during the exercise as much as the fact that you are breathing, because the more you practice your breath, the more your pelvic floor and your brain is going to be basically able to respond to movement. So it'll kind of do that automatically. So it's more about you breathing than anything. Open up. Now we're gonna roll to our belly. We're gonna open up our palms towards the ceiling, okay? And we're gonna build this kneeling plank. And I promise you will shake. So we're gonna press the ground away from us. As we press the ground away from us, we're gonna slowly start to round, lifting our belly off the ground. Now notice I'm engaging from my deep core and pelvic floor, pressing the ground away from me, pressing the ground away from me the entire time. Looking down, noticing if you have a coning or a pooching. Your shoulders should be pretty much in line with your elbows. Again, I am pressing into the ground the entire time. My butt is squeezed, and I am rounding and lifting. Notice I am shaking like crazy. Rounding and lifting, rounding and lifting. Now, if you want to take this a step further, you can, and straighten out one leg. And keep pushing, keep pushing. This is not a passive move, meaning you are actively pushing the entire time. You can come up into a full plank if you feel like you can, but this should be hard enough to where you don't really even need to. Again, engaging from the deep core and pelvic floor, not holding your breath, coming up and in, pressing your elbows as hard as you can into the ground. Palms are facing the ceiling. Shoulder blades are separating away from each other. Rounding, 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 squeezing that butt. Woo! and then coming down. So now we're gonna roll in a circle. So we're gonna go to the opposite side. I'm just gonna turn and face you, but just make sure we're doing the opposite side than we did last time. So elbows in line with shoulder. I'm lifting from my oblique, coming up, if that's available to you in your body. Arm lifts towards the sky. Again, play with your breath here. You can either exhale as you rotate in, inhale as you lift back up, or you can inhale as you come in and exhale as you come up. Now to me, it makes the most sense to exhale as you come in, but again, I'm very curious and I would love for you to play around with your breath here. Pressing the ground away the entire time. I don't want your ear to sink into your shoulder. And open up, twist in, and open up. This is all side core work here. Last one, in and up. All right, round one is done. We got one more round and you are done. So back to your back. We're gonna get back into those heel taps. So remember, stacking that Tupperware lid over your Tupperware. It's not about pressing our low back into the ground because we do not want that pooching and coning. A small, slight space is absolutely normal, but keep that Tupperware lid stacked. Then from here, you're either gonna lift up one leg or you're gonna lift up both, trying to keep those knees in line with your hips. If you wanna take it a step further, and I like to keep my hands here to remind me as well, you're gonna tap one leg down, inhale, exhale, pull up, tightening and squeezing from your vagina and your butthole all the way up, and then you can always check in between those hip bones to feel if you're actually engaging correctly. You should feel a tightening and a tensing, remember, between those hip bones. Lift up, keep breathing, don't hold your breath. You can inhale as you come down. Exhale, remember, we're pulling our leg up from our deep core and pelvic floor. Inhale, that controlled bearing down. Exhale, lift as I'm like using that rope to pull my leg up, but really it's coming from my deep core and pelvic floor. One more, come down and come up, and then I'm gonna invite you to roll to your side. The opposite side of what you just did now. Again, elbow in line with hip. We're using this here. So you're either lifting your hips off the ground or you're staying in this position. Arm comes up, and then we're gonna rotate in. Top of the hand comes in to meet the elbow if possible. And then you're gonna come back up. Now the entire time, I'm pressing the ground away from me, right? This is very active. This is an arm workout as much as it is a core workout. Remember, everything we do in Barefoot Lab and Panda Tribe is all about doing way more for way less. So everything we do is full body, right? So we're not just isolating the obliques, but we're also using our shoulders. We're also using our legs. We're squeezing our butt. We're using our feet. Pretend like I'm also pulling on your toes, elongating your leg at the same time. Now, if you have the availability and you want to challenge, let your leg float in the air. Yes? Last one, and then we're gonna move onto our belly and start to build that plank. So on your stomach, palms face the ceiling. We're gonna bring our elbows into your body a little more than you would actually think, because as we push up, those shoulders will line up with your elbows. Now we're gonna press the top of our hands into the ground. As we do this, it's gonna bring our shoulders down and away from our ears, and then I'm rounding and lifting. My sternum stays parallel with the ground the entire time. My butt is squeezed super, super hard. I'm pressing into the ground, so no sagging here. Press, allow those shoulders to spread like a rainbow. And then we're rounding and rounding. You can check in with your stomach too and make sure there's no coning or pooching. If there is, that's okay. Just come back to your belly and start again. You know exactly what to do and how to do this now. But again, continuing to press. Squeeze your bottom, squeeze your butt. I am getting too hot for this beanie, but that's okay. Keep pressing, keep smiling, keep breathing. Don't hold your breath. I know that it's really difficult to breathe sometimes when we're working really, really hard, but we do not want to hold our breath. You got this for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come down, roll to the opposite side, getting ready for our rollovers. I'm just gonna flip around here so that I can see your beautiful face as we do this opposite side. So again, elbows in line with shoulder, no sinking. We are pressing our elbow into the ground, lifting and separating that space between our ear and our shoulder, really engaging the side of our body, but pressing into the ground the whole time. Reaching towards the ceiling, tucking under, allowing the top of that hand to meet your opposite elbow if you can, and then come back up, staring at your hand, following your hand if you can. Now what are we doing? We're also working on balance, floating that leg if you want the extra challenge. Yes? You got this, keep going. Curl and open. Again, playing with your breathing here. curl, and open. Again, curl and open. Last one, curl and open. Let's roll over to our belly. Hands or thumbs line up with your nipples. Squeeze those shoulders down and back, and then you're just gonna lift up as high as your body allows to kind of give your core a nice little stretch there. And breathe for 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and come on up. Grab your wrist, and then you're just gonna stretch to one side. Come up, grab your wrist, reach towards the sky, stretch to the opposite side. You did amazing. I know that was not easy, but so effective. I'm so proud of you, and I'll see you tomorrow.